Okay, this is Sketchup Online, so if you go to the link, this is where you end up. It's very similar to the one you're used to, hopefully from last year, but a few things work differently. Let's have a look. We're going to create a new model for your house, and we're going to use the meters template because your house is measured in meters. Remember, the focus today is on measurement. Okay, so you get the basic model like this. I'm going to click on her and press delete on my keyboard. This is slightly different because there are different functions hidden behind these. If you want the orbit tool, you have to go to that one. If you want the hand tool, which moves the whole piece, that you need to go to the hand tool. The mouse scroll button is the zoom, essentially the zoom button on this. Okay, we're going to start by drawing the base of our house, and it's going to be a rectangle. Now, I'm going to draw it somewhere there. It doesn't really matter what size it is at the moment, but watch. If I type 10, 5, if you look in the bottom right where it says dimensions, and then press enter, then we get the base of the house, and it's the correct dimensions. I'm going to just scroll down so you can see it. And that's important, that you get it more or less the exact dimensions we want. Okay, so my house is 10 by 5. You can check that with the tape measure. I'll leave that to you. The next thing we're going to do, and this is really important, is to create a base for our house. Okay, so I'm going to go to the push-pull tool. I'm going to raise the house to whatever, but we want the base to be 0.2 of a meter, 20 centimeters. So I'm just going to type 0.2. and it appears in the dimensions. It says distance there. Press enter, and now we've got our base, and it's 0.2 meters thick. Okay. The next thing to do is to create some walls. There are different ways of doing this, but we're going to use the offset tool. Okay, so I'm going to select the whole of the base, and I'm going to pull it in like that. I want the walls to be 0.2, so again I'm going to type 0.2 in the distance box. At least I just type it and it appears in the distance box. I don't really know why. But then you've got walls, when I press enter, you've got walls of the correct size. Now I'm just going to create one more wall, I think, just for today. You might want to do more. By far the best way of doing this is to go back to the rectangle tool. Draw a rectangle starting from one edge, going to the other, and press 0.2, because that will make the wall the correct size. I'm going to do one more. Watch, it's a rectangle, it joins, but I go 0.2, and it goes to the correct size. Now, before we do anything else, we've got to just erase a couple of lines, because otherwise it won't work properly. So I'm going to click the select tool and delete that line, delete that little line, and delete that line, and delete that line. Now, I mentioned in the instructions for today that the base is really important. Okay, I'll show you why. So now we're going to raise the walls. The walls are going to be 2 meters high. So we go to the push-pull tool and watch what happens. There we've got our house with the walls. But it would be very difficult to extend this house. So I'm going to undo that. This time I'm going to raise the walls, but I'm going to hold the control key on my keyboard, which is often at the bottom left, CTRL on mine. Watch what happens. So now we raise the walls, and this base part is left, and that means it's much easier to extend the house. Really important. Okay, I'm going to type 2, because that will raise the walls to a height of 2 meters. Okay, if anything goes wrong, you can use these undo buttons. Okay, I'm going to basically leave it there. If you want to create more rooms, I'm sure you can do that now. I suppose maybe if I wanted to create a room inside another one, again, rectangle is always your friend here. So I would go rectangle to there. 0.2 to make sure it's the right size. And then I can just raise that. I can pull it up. Whoa! And if I put 2, it will be the correct height. And remember, just because otherwise it causes problems, just to delete those little bits. Those things. And then your house will work. Okay? We'll look at creating doors and windows and adding other rooms tomorrow. Well done. Thank you.